Hey everyone, to stick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you haven't yet subscribed to our new channel for our live streams, the link is below in the description. And if you want to join the UvH fam, links are below to our Discord and our free options trading group on Facebook as well. It's Sunday night. We're going to get at it. Right now we're looking at futures. Futures are down a little bit. S&Ps are down only 650 right now. They were down about 16, 17 points at the open of futures. You know, things are moving down. They were moving down mainly because of the Iran tensions with Iran. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get prepared and to go over the stocks that I'm looking at for this week and just kind of go over you know, kind of what's happening with the stock market. So these are actually recovering right now. As you can see, S&P futures are moving up pretty nicely. Dow's only down 65. Dow was down like 150 at the open. It's recovered about 100 points almost. And Nasdaq's only down 17 when that was down about 65 as well. So, you know, in my opinion, you know, I think that this is a buy the dip event. Unfortunately, you know, no one wants to see anyone get hurt or anything like that. But in terms of the stock market, I'm going to actually do another video in terms of, you know, how the stock market reacts to possible wars in the past. So I'm going to be doing a video on that. But, you know, in my opinion, we're still in a bull market. I don't really feel that the tensions with Iran are going to have any long-term impact or effects on the stock market. Short-term, we're going to have, you know, we'll be able to trade gold. We'll get into some other things like that. But, you know, short-term, long-term, I don't really see this really having any impact on the market. And kind of going over for the week ahead, what we're looking at, obviously, we're going to keep an eye on Iran and what's happening there. You know, Trump's tweeting like crazy. Also, the Chinese are supposed to be here on the 13th. That doesn't really have anything to do with this week, but the Chinese are going to be here through the 13th through the 16th to sign the phase 1 deal. And then just a couple other things happening this week. We do have some numbers coming out in terms of reports, and some Fed heads are speaking. But we got the ADP in employment. Tomorrow we have market services PMI. Tuesday we have trade deficit, non-manufacturing index, factory orders, and then Friday we're going to have the non-farm payrolls, the unemployment rate, and all that. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's going to be a heavy reporting week, which will have an impact on the market as well as the Iran tensions. So this is really starting to move up now. I wish I bought the dip here. I was thinking about buying the dip. I'm actually long the /ES already, S&P futures already. So I was going to average down a little bit on this dip. Now I kind of wish I did, but I just didn't do anything. Also this week, what we're looking at is on Wednesday. These are really just the notable ones that I'm looking at. Is Walgreens is before open on Wednesday. Earnings is going to start to heat up, and Constellation Brands along with Bed Bath & Beyond is Wednesday after close. But looking through, you know, the earnings calendar for January, you know, this week, next week, the banks are going to start reporting. Then things are going to start heating up. You know, third week in January, we're going to have Netflix, McDonald's, Snapchat, Tesla, Amazon. I mean, things are going to start moving. So the one thing that I do like about earnings season is that the news and the media is really concentrated on that versus trying to grasp for straws and finding other things in the market to talk about, like Trump and war and all that kind of thing. So I'm definitely looking forward. And if the phase 1 deal is signed on January 15th, I mean, I want to say it's priced in, but you know, the markets are going a little bit crazy lately. So just grabbing my drink here. I am still battling my cold a little bit. But anyways, you know, one of the stocks that I'm looking at, Lockheed Martin, you know, their chart is, you know, it broke above the 400 area, which has been having trouble in the past. This is out of the defense stocks, this is the most interesting to me. The one thing that I'm not really in love with is the options. Right now, there's only $5 wide strikes above, you know, 410. I would probably buy like the in the money 410s, 407, 50s. Looking for like a 50, 60, 70 delta possibly for next for 2 weeks out. We'll see what these open up, but volume is coming through pretty nicely on the calls. I'm also looking to get long Boeing again. I made some money in this on Friday. I sold the pop here to 334 and then it faded. I was thinking about buying the dip here, but didn't, just because I wasn't sure. I didn't really want to hold over the weekend. But Boeing is interesting to me because, they're obviously at the yearly low, 52-week support down in here. Also, they are very big on the defense side in terms of if things do heat up, possibly more orders from the government into Boeing. So I'll be looking for that. I would obviously really enjoy Boeing. I would like Boeing to get down to the 320 area. Obviously, buying in the 320 area would be more ideal in terms of support than the 330 area, but it has been bouncing off 330. So we'll see if we can get a nice dip on Boeing, whether tomorrow or this week. The thing is, the markets are going to be a little bit crazy, a little bit hectic, but the thing is, I want to keep a level head. I want to be able to have good entries, have good exits, and make good decisions. I don't want to overtrade. I don't want to just go into a trade just because I just want to trade. I want to be tactical. I want to be precise, and I want to just trade the best opportunities in the market. I just don't want there's going to be a lot of opportunities, so don't feel like if you miss something, don't feel like you missed out. You're going to get a chance again. Every day, there's new opportunities in the market. There's new things to do. There's a million ways to make money in the market, so don't feel bad if you miss one opportunity. Other stock that I'm looking at right now is BIDU. I was actually long that on Friday for a day trade, got squeezed out, lost about 10% on it. So when it came dip down here to like 134.50, I got stopped out. Thankfully I did, because it did sell off the end of day. So looking for a little bit of pullback. Let's see if we can pull back down here to like the lower 130s, like 131, 132.50 area, and see if we can get a little bit of a bounce. I was mainly looking for the gap close right in here. So that's what I'm looking at on BIDU. Also, Netflix as well. Let me pull up Netflix here. So Netflix, what I'm looking at on Netflix is the 315, 318 area, somewhere in there. I would prefer 315, maybe even 310 for it to pull back. It does look like it is. If it doesn't break 330 here, I do think that we're probably going to be revisiting the 318, 315 area is where I'm looking at. So right now I'm not trading it. I'm just keeping a close eye on it. It is a stock that I actively trade. So I am looking for this to either pop up above 330 or fade back down to 318, 315 for Netflix. And then FedEx. So I don't have a position on. I made some money on it last week. I like FedEx here. It is making lower highs. It is trending up. I did have an alert here, which I'll get rid of because I don't need it anymore from when I was trading it. I'd like it to pop back down to the 150 area, but I am looking for it to be above like 150, 160 here, 155, 160. So looking for FedEx to pop and kind of fill this gap here within the next week or two between 155 and 160. So, it didn't sell off. It didn't sell off too bad on Friday. It was only down to $1.92. So, stocks like Boeing and FedEx, they didn't really, the thing is with Boeing on Friday, really had a nice pop. I was able to exit. And the thing is not to get too greedy with it. I was definitely glad that I sold the pop here. I didn't get all of it. I didn't push it all the way to 334.89. When it tapped 334 here, I was able to get out, and I'm glad I did because this definitely faded and came back, and I would have had a losing or a break even position. So I got out nice and clean on here. You can always re-enter. You're always going to be able to redeploy your profits if you have them, versus being greedy with it. Hitting the $4 run here and having it fade back is one of the worst feelings in the world. So I'm definitely glad I didn't do that. So we're gonna have a busy week. I'm gonna be very active on YouTube. We're going to be active on Discord. We're gonna try to take opportunity of the best things in the market. and stayed profitable. And as always, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you watched it to the end, comment watch to the end. Definitely appreciate you. Drop your watch list below. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.